Stone Prime, Storm Chaser, beating buried. Right out the road. Allows us back here if we can get footage here. right, so another flooded street further up, and we're headed up towards the school because apparently that used to flood out pretty decently. This is Josh Brinker of Pennsylvania Storm Trackers right in front of us. Met up with him out here. We're kind of coming to the same area. And we're going to go check the school to see what's going on with the flooding situation up there, if there is one or not. And probably another flooded road or two up here. This all runs along the same creek that we were just on, down on Water Street. So that's what we're doing.
Turnabout on the 07 Chevy and Monkhurst Internet. That's what I know there still.
Okay, for CDN viewers, sorry, I forgot you were on mute. Josh Brinker of the Pennsylvania Storm Trackers is up ahead of us. We are going out to the school. Apparently the stadium used to flood out pretty decently back in the day. Now there has been drainage works done, so we're going to see what it looks like. It's all on the same creek.
Dr. Steve, I'll show your squad clear from there for you. Yeah, squad's clear from out.
It looks like it. I see. Looks real nice. When did you get this whole outfit going?
What's that? Oh, for the hail guard stuff?
Yeah, you got
this is past year.
hail platform. You got a Wii Boost in here now. Yeah.
The hail guard came from Chris Hall, actually.
Oh, this is Chris Hall's.
Chris Hall's.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, because he put it on side brackets and put it down there. Yeah.
We got to take it over and sand it and paint it. Make it nice.
Good. Yeah. Would you like truck bed liner and make it like real rough?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I kept the hell off my roof though during Texas storms.
Well, you know what? I got this truck to be a daily driver, and I said, it'll be a backup storm chasing truck. I won't take it chasing.
Right.
And then one of the first things I did was drive it to Dixie, and then we went to Illinois with it, and then I drove it into big ass hailstones over in Indiana, and the hood looks like a golf ball. Yeah, it's like, oh well, I guess I'll just have to get another one. So I might do that. I think the next truck I was looking, I said, I was going like Compasses and Patriots, something cheap, but everything's expensive in the Pittsburgh region. So why not? Yeah, it's I looked. I said, well, if people want $4,000, $5,000 for a Patriot, and they want $4,000, $5,000 for a Grand Cherokee, I guess I'll go with a Grand Cherokee again. Yeah. A lot comfier. Oh, yeah. I haven't heard any more active flooding calls.
We have one over here by the sports club, just up over the hill from here. I don't know if when we started up the hill, did you see that side road called Walker Cross?
Yeah, I did see that.
So that's the road it's on, but it's like 2 more intersections down.
Wow. I did hear them say they were just going to go to direct calling, and I've got the iCore system on the scanner here, so that's nice, but I haven't heard any more yet. And it is what I see why too. I mean, it's here and there. There's some down around Connellsville, and then up to the northwest of Uniontown, there's some more.
Yeah, I know that here in Mount Pleasant and over like they drove Friday bad down here.
Yeah, when I came into work on Friday, like the East Boroughs, the East Zone in Allegheny, was like flooded out. The North for Sales was doing like rescues. They're getting people out of houses along the
That whole town was underwater.
export.
That's your ship, you guys better
Right
have
off 22 just east of Murraystown.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Creek runs right through town. They put a flood plan in place. They built a whole flood thing. It flooded the whole town again.
You know, the funny thing is down in Butler, right at the right where Jefferson Street, 356, and everything comes together in this bottom. There's a creek there, and there used to be a really bad problem with flooding. And they spent a bunch of money put in this flood control channel and concrete and everything else, and it worked really good for about 3 years. And then it seems like no one cleaned out the drains. So then it just started, every time it rained, it would start backing up with water, and it would get a foot, 2 feet deep and everything, and it's still like that.
Was that the video I saw earlier from up there?
Yeah. There was shore roar in that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, there was surf roar in the floodwaters down there because people kept driving through them, and it was going both ways. And there was just waves smacking together in the middle of an intersection. It sounded like you were standing on the beach. Like, yeah.
I bet that was some cool content again.
It was. I put together that package and put that up. I mean, it's been crazy here. It's been boom or bust, really, like a lot lately.
Tomorrow too.
Yeah, I've been Allegheny County around 6-7 p.m. It looks pretty good, but that's only on one model. That's only on the Her, and then like the Her, the Nom 3K, the Rufus, the Werf. They're all saying something different.
Yeah. That's how they were today too. They couldn't agree on time.
They can't. I think canceling processing contracts and canceling the balloon launches is really screwing with the models.
Oh, absolutely.
And like even the Baron model, Baron does all of their own stuff too, but like even with the Baron model,
Right.
it's not 100% like it used to be anymore. Yeah, I believe so.
And my parents will be out tomorrow, and then I'll be joining them. I don't know for sure. I think they're going to start up their way and then kind of come back down this way. And everything kind of calms down. Then it's up there down south.
Yeah,
I think it's just supposed to be a big small line or something.
something like that. I think we're going to be looking at an MCS moving through. But like, I don't even know what to believe anymore with the damn modeling, you know? See, like, non-linear editing. Non-linear editing. Delete that. Bring that through. How many seconds is that? So we're looking at 35. We'll go to 55. And that's enough for like the way these packages work. You just throw them together.
I said, those were good.
Yeah, I've learned how to do them real fast, you know?
By the time I noticed, you get them up really quick.
Oh, yeah, you got to. Well, you absolutely have to. Because otherwise you'll just get eaten, you know? 116, we'll go there and cut it. And then, I really think so. I mean, then again, I thought we were done earlier, but the flooding lagged. The flooding lagged behind, and I got to go back to. Oh, did I delete that whole thing? I deleted that whole part. So let me add that to the end. We'll go with that one. And then cut it there while it's not moving. Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm supposed to get out there and chase some Toyotas because something told me, stay at home. It's going to be a sneaky kind of day. I had a feeling.
Yeah.
And then those big tornado warnings in Virginia
Well, I know that Matt Capucci was out in Northern
I
Virginia
did see that. I did see he's finally home
from
from
his.
his month and a half long chase.
Yeah, he was out in the plains for quite a while.
I think 50-some days was great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when my radar is paying for you to go
Yeah.
and it's your job, why not? You know?
I'm kind of jealous of him.
Yeah. I mean,
We're actually talking about
West Texas.
yeah, about like around Lubbock area.
Trevor's there.
Always get the surprise wedges that come out of the rolling out of the desert on the up end.
Oh, I've never had a bad day in Lubbock. That's my whole chase station. I never left Texas.
Really?
I never left Texas. This one year, oh. My parents could never get to Texas. They're like, we want to be in Texas so bad. They're Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri. Then they chased all the way up to Dixie. I chased all the way all over.
People that chase Missouri, that's a whole different thing. That's
Northern Missouri's not too bad.
no.
But once you start getting down central and I like the Boot Hill. Boot Hill was really nice.
In Missouri, Carbondale, Illinois, and then we saw everything going nuts over by St. Louis, and we're like, you know, maybe we catch the back end of the stuff that's going into St. Louis. So we went into eastern Missouri, and it was a nightmare. No cell signal anywhere, trees overhead.
It's like chasing here.
Yeah.
I say Missouri's Pennsylvania.
And then we get up near St. Louis, and it's like looking like garbage. And then we really sat down and looked at the timing, and we're like, all right, all this stuff is going to hit, but it's going to hit at like 2 in the morning in southern Illinois. And then we were looking at the next day, and we were like, nah, that's not going to work, you know, because we're not going to get from southern Illinois to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We identified that at like 8 p.m. the night before.
Oh, wow.
We were like, we're not going to get to Tuscaloosa in any decent amount of time with any rest if we wait until 2 o'clock in the morning for stuff that's going to go through Illinois. And so we went down, I can't remember the interstate, we went down this interstate that went down the eastern border almost of Missouri, crossed over into Tennessee, and I was talking to Will Nunley from Weather Nation, and I told him, I was like, we're coming to your area, man. You know, he got us a hotel room, like, a buddy deal, like, super cool dude. Got us a hotel room at this place called the Commodore in Linden, Tennessee. Little tiny middle of nowhere town, and it was a nice place. I mean, very nice. And then got out of there the next morning, and like they didn't even ask for money until we left. You know, like they were like, "It's late at night. You guys are checking in. Don't worry about it. We'll settle up in the morning." You know.
Right.
And once we settled out of there, when we got into town, I did a look live for his media company, as he runs a weather channel that's regional in his own area. Did a look live for that. He played that overnight, and then did another one in the morning, and he invited me out to his studio, which was only like a couple of miles from where we were.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
He bought an old Cold War era high school.
Okay, yeah.
Or elementary school, I think. It was one of the smaller ones. It was the old brick build with the barn roof. He bought one of those and turned it into a television station, radio station. It was like a performance hall in the back for like live bands and stuff. And it's got one of those great big diesel generators, so that like when the power goes out, it does the automatic switching and powers the building. Like, really good setup. Went through there, visited him, and then we got out of there, drove south. We weren't anticipating it, weren't even looking for it. We were looking for something to eat, and at lunchtime we get hit with a tornado-warned thunderstorm in Saltillo, Mississippi, and then made our way down to Tuscaloosa. Got North Tuscaloosa and Tuscaloosa Lake with like ran into Brett Adair and Brandon Jarvis and all those guys down there.
Yeah.
Then we all hauled ass to the west and got Gordo, Alabama, or the second floor got torn off of that house and thrown out into the woods. Like, yeah, that was nuts, absolutely nuts. And that was just one after the other, like a month after I got this truck.
Wow.
And then when I got all the way back to Pennsylvania, like the next day, we wound up in Huntsville, Alabama overnight, and we were dead on our feet. We're sitting at a Waffle House, dead on our feet, both of us, and it's like, hey, there's an Econo Lodge behind this Waffle House. Yes. Got some rooms, got up fresh, drove from Huntsville, Alabama to Findlay, Ohio, hit 2 Buc-ee's along the way, and then I still had to drive back to Butler from Findlay. Like,
That's right.
and as soon as I got home and backed into my parking spot, the water pump exploded.
Oh,
It has had 5 water pumps
no. Really?
since I've owned it. This one's holding out well, because
Knock on wood.
when I got the truck and I was checking it out, I noticed it looked like it already had replaced, because I could see red RTV silicone smeared down the side of it, and I knew that, like, that's real mechanics don't do that. The dealership doesn't do that. The factory sure as hell didn't do that. It's like, so it's been replaced by somebody. And then that's the one that blew. And then I put 4 more on there, all of which failed within the first 100 miles
Really?
because of the parts quality, the Chinese parts quality. And that's all you can get anymore. You go to any auto parts store, it's all the same cheap crap you can get on Amazon. And but this one, I got my hands on a real, like, Mopar factory Chrysler water pump, and it's been holding up good. So, and that package is done. I think really the rendering is the longest part anymore.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, see, my cell service for that is crap, but I've got the Starlink up.
That's good.
I don't know if you've seen through the new one. I don't think you've seen the new one yet. We are live, including the audio. Yeah, this is the new one.
Oh, that's a nice setup there you got.
Oh yeah,
Really nice setup.
I hid the ham radio in the cubby down there
Oh, yeah.
with the little door that can open.
Yeah.
Switch panels up here, like all visored out.
I saw you when you were pulling all the visor lights.
Now the Starlink can come in and leave, and I transfer it between vehicles, but I've got that WAN plugged through wireless wide area network into that over there. There's a PepLink backup router.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So if the Starlink doesn't have service, then all 3 cell services take over at the same time.
That's nice.
I
That's
did-
what we're looking to do, too.
I did get my, I've got a recommendation for you then.
Okay.
I'll get you a code.
Okay.
For RoamLink wireless from Mobile Must Haves.
Okay.
And they actually, the system I'm using right now, they sell you the service, and the router is considered a rental, but the rental is free.
Okay.
So you don't have to pay the $500 for the PepLink. You just have to agree to pay the $100 a month for the service, and they'll send you the
Okay.
PepLink. I got my WeatherWorks box back in here, but it's not hooked up yet. I got new antennas for it, but only one of them came in so far. And then the lighting in the side windows in the back is all, everything's tucked away. It's all low profile.
Very neat.
Yeah, it's a mess, but
But like everything is put in neatly.
yeah,
I've
didn't.
seen some that are pretty.
I did my best. Up front, like, this is all transportable, so it all looks like crap, but
Right.
I can take it all out.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, one bolt down there takes out the stand, you know,
Wow.
like all that. Yeah, this has been pretty solid for me.
The project.
far as I can tell, it's just cable wire.
I hit a tree on Interstate 10 right before we almost hit a tractor trailer. Had a tree on top of it. That was a nightmare night. That was a long night. No food, no sleep. Hello? Hello? I'm sitting in Alberton talking to a very special person right now.
Hey.
Matt, across the road.
We're sitting down in our football stadium right now. I couldn't see anything now. I mean, the creek's high, but it wasn't out of its banks. It's the tributary that goes into the creek that's flooding out onto Water Street. It's all underwater. Same. Yep. And their house is all surrounded by water again. But we're in the football field. He's going to be pointers. He's going to do some lettering on my car. He's a lot cheaper than six. He's measuring right now. It's about 2 foot right there. About 2 foot. I told him I want something more than a bag. We have a pretty line inside, and it actually washed off with protections. This one actually is one of the originals, and it's still it's sturdy on all the time. We can fully stripe it. He said we can fully stripe it. You know what it's called? I call it tomato intersection P. Alright? And everybody knows it's the famous stick. had a guy, 2 people actually stopped down at Fair Chance, and one was actually watching our video. He's like, "It's the famous tick." So you must watch us all out there. But yeah, no, fast food looks like it's just fine. Obviously, the rain stopped for now, but I see another big cloud coming in. Oh, lovely. Yeah, we stopped down to see all the flooding for a day and I was there getting pictures. I'm just getting pictures. No, hey, when there's a famous beating bear in your neighborhood, you gotta go meet up with him. And he was telling his video, I've got Josh the Storm Trackers here. He lives in this area. Like, yeah, I'd rather sure.
Fayette County's talking on their EMS command channel.
Always.
It's weird.
I used to work for 911 down there. I didn't like it. Oh yeah, there is another little batch of showers coming from Smithton coming this way. And then we're having stuff with the fall. So I got sent there. Yet again, I said that earlier. Again. They were actually standing on Water Street and poured on us. All good. And he'll be at the event so we can all chat about it, I'm sure.
right, another flooded roadway. Another flooded roadway. Let's take you back to the dashboard view. So we head out to Park Avenue and Pine Tree Street. Ooh, bumpy road there. All right, head down to Park Avenue and Pine Tree Street. That's a great street names down here. I'm a big fan of Pine Tree Street. Let's stop blowing ice cold air at the windshield and let the windows be down. Oh, and that's on the inside of the glass. Hey, you can't win them all, huh? I've really got to fix my blend door actuator again so that I can have full control of heat and cold on the inside of the truck. This bog running through here.
Well, thank you very much for the kind words. And South Dakota is, you call South Dakota, I'm assuming it is. Just looking at messages and
Flooded streets. We have many flooded streets throughout the day. Oh, this is the newest one. This water cascades down in the new areas.
status. By myself, the bus should be here. Like,
Oh, it is.